This is going to be one of those videos. It's just going to be more difficult, I guess, is the right word for it. So, what are you going to do? Hey guys, so like I said, Tuesdays, upload days, 10 o'clock, right here. You can always find these videos, you can always find my videos, you can always find me, Tuesdays, 10 o'clock on YouTube. That's when I schedule my videos to come out now. And earlier this week, I told you guys that I was going to tell you what's going on with me, and someone pointed out that I was looking a bit emotional in my last video, where I was giving you a bit of an update on things, and it's because I was emotional, and I still am emotional. And what's going on with me right now and what's happening is I am suffering from depression. I've been suffering depression for a long part of my life. I spent a good year in counseling, going to see my counselor and working through depression and where it comes from and the abandonment issues that I have acquired over time and the things that I've experienced and that have left me in this kind of rut. And so recent events have pushed me back towards that state, and for a long time I've been in denial of it, and that's probably the worst thing that I could have done for myself. It's probably the worst thing I can say that you can do, period, when suffering from anything like this. And so what I did was I took on all these different tasks. I started doing all of these new things and trying to fill up my schedule as much as possible and be able to be everywhere, be everything, and do everything that I possibly can. I took on a job as a photographer. I continued to work at the yoga studio. I started subbing more classes. I took on my job at the gym teaching yoga over there and took on more classes over there. I took on a full load of school this year. I took 18 hours at the beginning of the semester. I ended up having to drop one of my classes because it was just physically too much for me. And still to this day, I try to fill up every single day to where I'm going nonstop from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to bed, to where I get barely 5 hours of sleep, and then I wake up and I do it all over again. And it's been extremely detrimental to my health. It's been extremely detrimental to my school and my grades. It's been extremely detrimental to everything that I've tried to do. I've fallen out of my yoga practice. I don't practice every single day like I used to. I practice when I teach, and that's not good. It's not good for you to only practice when you teach, because you don't actually get to practice. You're worried about making sure that everybody else is getting their practice in. That's your job as the instructor. It's not for you to get the full benefit of your practice, but to give the full benefit to your students and to help make modifications and adjust them and make sure that they aren't doing anything dangerous to themselves. And so I've fallen out of my yoga practice. I have really only gotten a chance to touch my camera in the past couple weeks to go on jobs, to go do photo requests for the newspaper. And usually with the way the newspaper works and the way our photos go in, sometimes our pictures get published if our writer continues and publishes when they're supposed to, and sometimes our pictures don't get published, and then we don't get paid, and then it seems like our photos were useless. They go in stock and might be used later, but you don't see the results of that work that you put in. And so I've really haven't gotten to go do creative photography, go do things that I want to do. I think I did one round of headshots for a friend of mine here at my apartment, and they came out really nice. I really enjoyed the way they did. I know things I could do better, but I've been out of it when it comes to photography, and it's sad. And when it comes to YouTube, I've gotten lazy. Let's face it, guys, I have been super lazy here on the channel. 9 out of 10 of my videos on here are me just sitting here in this exact same place, wearing most of the time the same clothes, even though I try to wear different clothes and different shirts and things. You will have seen this black v-neck several times. You'll see the same American flag tank top. You'll see the same general setup of things that I've got going on, because I haven't been filming when I go out. I filmed when I went to Chicago, I filmed Cowbell Yell, and I filmed a day in the life of my life, but there's things that I want to do, there's projects that I want to do, but I haven't had the time to do it. And right now I'm afraid to throw myself into a project like that because I don't have the time. I'm stressed out. I'm struggling with everything because I took on all these things. I did all these things and stressed myself out and filled up my schedule and haven't gotten enough sleep and because I wanted to avoid admitting the fact that I was falling back into my own depression. I didn't want to admit that I felt abandoned. I didn't want to admit that I felt alone, that I felt scared. I didn't want to admit that things weren't good for me, because things are so good. I have so many opportunities. So many things are going so good for me. Everything is going the way it's supposed to. I changed majors. I've gotten into photography. I've got better equipment. I'm developing my style. People are asking me to take pictures of them. My yoga practice is going further. I'm getting more classes at the studio. Everything is going great on the outside. But on the inside, I've been slowly suffocating myself. I've been slowly smothering out every ounce of feeling that I could have, every emotion that I could possibly feel for anyone or anything, because if I feel something, I'm just going to fall apart. I'm going to break. I am going to slip back into not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, into waking up feeling numb and wishing that I could be anywhere else, and not knowing what my purpose is. Not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that not being okay. And it took me a very long time to realize that. It took me a long time to come to terms with the fact that I did feel abandoned, that I was slipping back into depression, that I was having these feelings that I didn't want to have, and instead of dealing with them, I was just running from them. I was just burying them so deep down so that maybe I would never feel them again, and maybe they just go away. But when you bury something, it stays there. And it stays there until someone digs it back up. And when they come back so much worse. It comes back tenfold because you thought it was gone. You thought you were okay, that everything was going to be fine. And this past week, I finally just sat down and I was like, look, something's wrong. What's wrong? So when I looked myself in the mirror, I didn't see the person that I am. I saw the person that I should be. I saw these masks. That's the best analogy that I've ever been given about the way that I act when I go through these spells. I put on these masks like acting, and I have a different response for any situation that you give me. If you need me to be happy, I've got the happy mask. You need me to be sad, I'm sad for you. You need me to be excited, you need me to be nervous, you need me to be confrontational. I've got this whole box, this whole setup of masks that I can put on and pretend to be and play these parts so well that you will never guess that something is wrong with me. Except at the end of the day, when I go home and it's just me, I don't know what mask to put on anymore because there's nothing left behind it. And so stripping those away once again, coming back to who I am and getting rid of this notion of what I should be, this notion of I need to be okay, that not being okay is not okay. And I know in past videos I've said like, I'm not okay and that's fine. And even then I was just trying to tell myself that if I could get the words out, if I could just rush through the speech, if I could just make things be okay within myself and believe that I'd come to terms with it, that I'd come to terms with it. But I had never actually faced it. I never did. And to this day, I still haven't. And I'm still trying to. I'm still trying to work through everything that's going on inside me and get everything straight in my head and to get away from this freaking depression that I don't want to be dealing with, because I'm a happy person. I want to be a happy person. I have so much to be happy for. I have so much to be thankful for, to be grateful for, so many opportunities, so much of a life to live, to not be sitting here worrying about what happened in the past, to not be sitting here telling myself that I'm not okay and that I just have to not be okay for a little while. And that's probably my biggest problem, is just sitting down and just accepting it and just letting life do itself before I try to push life to do something else. And I just try to keep going, and the thing is, the starting point is way back here and I'm a mile behind it, and I thought I've been running in the right direction, but really I've been going downhill, tumbling head first, heels hitting my freaking forehead while I'm scorpioning the entire backwards way down this mountain, because I cannot figure out for the life of me what I'm supposed to be doing, because I just won't accept it. That was a lot of words. It's a lot of self-work. I'm a work in progress. I am not perfect by any means, and expecting me to be perfect, I'm only going to disappoint you, because I am nowhere near. I fall far underneath that bar, and that's okay for me. If I'm not enough for you, I'm not sorry. I am what I am. I am who I am, and I can't not be true to that person. I can't just keep putting on these masks, and I can't keep playing this part, and I can't just keep doing these things because of my YouTube videos. It might seem like I'm better. Things might seem better for me. Things might seem great, like I've got a better attitude, like I'm accepting things, but there's so much more. You guys see 10-ish minutes of my life each week, maybe 20 if I put out 2 videos. 20-ish minutes. There's 60 minutes an hour, 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. That all goes up to be, what, 10,000-ish? 10,080 minutes in a week. You guys see maybe 20 of that. 20 polished, edited, cut together, sometimes minutes. Sometimes it's raw, sometimes it's uncut, and it's just there. So in the end, I really don't even know what this video is supposed to be about, other than just me telling you that everything's not okay in my life. Really, it's kind of rare sometimes for everything to be perfect. I don't think anybody's life is perfect. We've all got our stuff, but I'm hanging in there. I'm fighting the good fight. I'm not letting go of hope. I smile because Halloween's this weekend. I smile because I can smile. Because things might not be as great as they should be right now, but they were at one point, and one day they will be again. I've just got to get through another rough patch. I feel like every other time I make a video, I'm talking about a rough patch I'm in. College is hard, guys. College is a lot more difficult than you'd think it is. But you live and you learn. What more can you do? So, take everything with a grain of salt. Smile often. Smile every day. Smile always. Because why not? Tomorrow's a new day. Today is a new adventure. Let's go. I'll see you later. And I hear the shower cut off, and I'm like, oh shit. And so I just get up, I throw the door open, slam it behind me, and just take off running from this apartment because I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with the conflict.